This is beginning. Edgar Allan Poe's Black Cat. Claudia Ramos, Ernesto Brescia. Hi, Claudia.
Hello, Ernesto.
Hi, Claudia. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Okay,
Very nice of you.
thank you. Hello, Giuliana.
Hi, Claudia. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. I am expecting your conference because for me it's new. I remember Edgar Allan Poe. I read when I was younger, but I don't remember the cat, the what the negro, se me olvidó, sorry, the black
cat.
Black cat.
Okay. Today we're going to remember everything, Claudia. We're going to analyze the story, talk a little bit about Edgar Allan Poe. That was a very interesting writer. Okay.
Yes.
And you will remember all the things that you knew about Edgar Allan Poe. Hi,
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm in a bad position.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm going to.
First of all, thank you for being here. For me, it's very important to have all my students here in this third reading club reunion. No? Don't worry about the story. Giuliana did this at the university, so she's going to explain everything that we need to be explained. Here is to have fun, no, and to enjoy. No, here is not to, it's not for a grade or nothing. It's just to have like a 60, 70 minutes of fun. Hi, Margarita. How are you?
Hi, Giuliana. Good afternoon.
Hi, Margarita. How are you?
Hi.
Okay, here. Let's give like a couple of more minutes so more students come into the reunion.
Hi, Ernesto. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alejandra. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you? How is Washington today?
Today is nice. Yeah, good weather, not too hot. Everything is going well. Thank you.
Okay. I saw a picture that you went to the Smithsonian, no?
Yeah, we were at the Air and Space Museum. So nice. Yeah, it's excellent.
Okay. So Max is having an awesome time in Washington, no?
Yeah, he wants to be astronaut. Yeah.
Okay. No. To the rest of the students, I have a very nice announcement or something that happened last week while taking class or giving the class to Alejandra. Maxi came up and he started to talk in pure American English with me. It was amazing. Okay. No, the boy already knows the English language. I was so happy. Did you buy him something?
Yeah. A nice thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. No.
Yeah, thank you, Ernesto. This is really important for us.
Yes.
So, your feedback. Thank you.
Yes, he's really speaking, and he's another Maxi. You know, I think that he's another Maxi. Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes, and because when I have known him, he was too shy to speak to me. And look, he took the microphone and he started to speak to me in English. That was great. I was so happy. That made my day that day. No. Okay. Hi, Emmanuel. How are you?
Hi, Ernesto. Hi, everyone. How are you?
We're fine. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay, I guess that we already some of us. If more come, we will receive them, okay? So first of all, thank you to all of you for coming and participating here. It's very important for you guys because this is different to the forum. Here you can talk about what were your feelings reading this a short story, what did you learn, what was so difficult, what was so easy, okay? If you didn't catch something, we are going to explain or try to explain it, no? Giuliana, she did this at the university. She was the author of the summary that I sent you guys, no? So she will be glad to explain many things, okay? She's going to lead today's reunion. So let's listen to Giuliana. To the ones that don't know Giuliana, Giuliana is my daughter. She's a major, she graduated last Christmas in modern languages, and she's been working since January in a call center called Cytel, and it's like a telecommunications company that is called Cox in the United States. Okay, Giuliana, hello, please. Come on in.
Okay, so hi everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. I hope that you enjoy this session. As my father told you, it's going to be very fun. If you didn't understand something, or well, we are here to enjoy the literature because it's very nice to have these spaces for us to feel free about our thinking and this type of things. Okay, guys, so well, we are going to divide like this session in like 3 parts. So the first part, I'm going to be speaking about Edgar Allan Poe. If you haven't heard about this author, I'm going to be giving some facts, some biographical facts about him. And then we're going to be giving like a little recap of the story based on the summary that my father showed you. And then we're going to have a session of questions and answers in which we're going to solve our doubts, or if maybe we didn't understand something, or well, so let's start. Okay, guys, I have a question first, like, have you heard about Edgar Allan Poe, maybe when you were at the university, at the school? I want to hear somebody that tells me about Edgar Allan Poe, if you know something.
I only remember it's born in United States. I don't remember, maybe 1800. I don't remember the exactly date when he born. He write about the science and fiction science, and had a different writing about this topic. I don't remember more.
Okay, perfect, Claudia. Thanks a lot for that information. Yes, you're totally right. Actually, Edgar Allan Poe is one of the most important authors of the United States. Thanks him, being an author, being a writer became a profession. He was the first like professional author or professional writer in the United States. Also, he's the father of the sci-fi or the science fiction, and a lot of contemporaneous authors, such as, for example, the one of Harry Potter, the Lord of the Rings, they took his ideas about this frightening atmosphere in order to recreate some stories. Also, he was a prodigy because at the age of 18 years old, he published his first novel. So it was really, really nice at that time because, well, he was like living in a kind of difficult situation at that time in the United States. Also, he was an orphan because he became orphan like at the age of 4 years old, really, really young. A very important fact is that his parents were actors, and they were performing at the public streets Shakespeare's role plays or plays, and that is the reason why he was called Edgar, because of a play that Shakespeare wrote. Another thing is that he married his cousin. She was 24 years old, but she died because of tuberculosis. It was kind of difficult for him. But a good thing is that based on all the situation, if you can see, all his short stories, his books, also he has like a theoretical book in which he explains like all the like tools or the characteristics that you need to have if you want to become a writer. Also, if you perceived in the Black Cat, he's really he specifies really good the way in which we can read the story. So he gives a lot of details that at the end of each one of the stories, you just need to try to relate in order to have a meaning, right? Another important thing that I just want you to know about this writer is that he, as I mentioned before, he is the father of the sci-fi, the science fiction, and he took this for him in order to demonstrate people that you are able to write like bad things, but you need to like make up the story in order for the reader to understand in the way the reader can. Because you know that writers, they have a lot of ideas and a lot of things, and then literature, as I don't know, I've heard once that literature is not what you read, is what you understand from what you are reading. So it's really important, guys, that you keep that in mind, because for example, when I was at school, I had to read a lot of novels, a lot of things, and the teachers were like, okay, tell me this thing about the story. Okay, but I didn't understood the story in that way. So it's really important for you to know that literature is the way you understand the story. It's the way you try to understand the ideas from the author. Okay, so well, that was like a little or a brief facts related with Edgar Allan Poe. If you haven't read more stories about him, I really invite you to do it because he's an interesting author. I really love it. And well, so now we are going to start like giving a little introduction or a little summary about the story. But first, I want to ask, for example, Alejandra, I want to ask you something. How you feel reading the story? Tell me, like, if it was kind of difficult, if it was interesting, it was boring for you. I want to know the way you felt reading Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat.
Well, it was a really interesting because it's not the kind of text that I used to read. So when he started at the beginning with this describing about his relationship with the animals, and when he described all these things with the cat and how he hurt the cat, I really feel like uncomfortable. I said, I read it because I have to, but it's not the kind, well, but for sure it's a really interesting text in the way that he can describe the situation, and I can feel if I am looking or living this situation. So since this point of view is interesting because he had the talent maybe to make to describe so good the situation that you can feel that you are living in. But it was a really disgusting for me, the kind that he or describe the situation, or at the end it's like a thriller, I suppose. So
Yes.
I don't like this kind of text.
I totally understand, Alejandro. Okay, thanks a lot for your participation. And yes, you're totally right. Actually, as you can see, guys, like literature is the way we understand the author's ideas. It's not like for example, in math that 2 + 2 is 4. Literature doesn't work like that. It's like the way you understand. Okay, and now I want to ask, for example, Margarita, I want to ask you the same question. How you feel reading the story?
Okay, well, actually, I don't fan of mysteries stories, really.
Mhm.
I read the story, but in the middle of the story, I lost the interest. It's true, but when Ernesto shared your summary about the story, I understand the the complex about the story, about the mind behind the author.
Mhm.
Really, I don't. I had read before Edgar Allan Poe. No, because this type of literature is not.
Your type.
I don't like. Yes, I don't like the
Okay.
reading. But I think that with your summary, uh, I can understand the, the the real situation behind the antagonist, the protagonist, the climax in the
Mhm.
story. Uh, I impression that the story hasn't end. Then is and there isn't a final. The story is not clear, not clear for the story hasn't end really final. Is my opinion about the read.
Okay, Margarita, thanks a lot for your point of view. And yes, you're totally right. As you can see, guys, like that is why there exist a lot of genders of literature. The ones that doesn't like, that don't like, sorry, the novels, they can read short stories. If you, for example, don't like drama or mystery, there's romantic novels. There are, I don't know, drama, this type of things like comedy, tragedy, a lot of genders that you can enjoy. And that is a point of view that I want to touch here, guys, because nowadays people are reading less. And that is a matter of fact that sometimes we see like reading, that's something that we have to do, even for the work or for the university, for the school. And that is something that we have to try to avoid. Like, we just need to enjoy reading. As I told you, if you don't like to read novels, you can go ahead and read a magazine, but at least read something, right? And because once I heard that reading is like the passport for those ones that couldn't take an airplane or a train to travel. If you know that, like, when you're reading, you are like traveling without taking any bus or any airplane, right? So it's really interesting. Okay, guys. So, well, I am going to give like a little recap about the story. So you know that the story is called The Black Cat because first, well, the animal that we can perceive along the story, not only the first cat, but the second one, and also it is called the black cat because of the let's say the mental health of the main character, that in this case was the nameless guy. We don't know his name, but we also know that he's the narrator, right? And it's kind of difficult to write this type of stories because actually the same character is the one that is narrating, so we only can see one perspective of the story. So he was kind of alcoholic, as you read, and also he was always in constant conflict with himself, with everything that was around him, even with the cat. First, it was like a good relationship, but then it turns like I don't know, really, really disgusting, as Alejandra mentioned, because the guy became really violent with his wife, with everything. So it was kind of interesting the way he thinks. Okay, so well, now I want to ask another question, and this question goes to Emmanuel. I want to ask you, Emmanuel, how you describe the main character of the story, how you describe this guy that was, as I mentioned, really violent and well, alcoholic. So what is your perspective about this character? I want to hear you.
Okay, but first I think that the story was very interesting because I don't know, I transport me when I start to read. I discover initially a person who loves the animals, yes, and I share his thoughts. But after discover a person that with a personality is different, totally different. Yes, in a moment, I don't feel identified with that person because I love the animals, and the feelings when he decide to kill the cat, I feel bad. He transport me when I read that he took the decision to kill, for example, a cat. But was bad when I discovered that he killed his wife. In a moment, I feel very, very bad because when I understood the reading, it transported me, and I can say that I don't know how he act in this way, but I think that in the main person that that reflect the literature is a person with double personality. Yes, but I don't know how the cats cause these behaviors in him. Yes, a person with double personality cause for an animal, and I don't know, I don't understood that.
Okay, Emmanuel, thanks a lot for that. Really appreciate it. Yes, you're totally right. Actually, that is the main point of this type of stories, to give like the reader like a setting, like a situation, but at least like the reader needs to focus on the way he is understanding the situation, and also the way that the character is behaving, right? Actually, Emmanuel, you mentioned something really important, that you can like relate that this guy, this character, it had like he has, sorry, like a double personality, and you can associate this with each one of the cats. Like the first one that was Pluto, that at the beginning of the story he says that he really loved that cat. Their relationship was really good, but then we have the other cat with the white patch in the chest, and actually you can perceive that this guy is behaving according to the situation. And actually the conflict or the element that like disturbs the image or the personality of the character is the alcohol, right? And because you can perceive that throughout the story, this guy is always looking at the reality in a different way, and that is sometimes could be kind of confusing for us as readers, but we just need to take into account that it's really nice to have this type of stories, because at least like the author is not giving us all the information. We just need to put a little bit of imagination. Okay, so I want to ask now, Juan David, I see over here that you arrived. So I want to ask you, like, how you describe the setting of the story. I want you to tell us, like, how you describe the place in which the story is developing and this type of things.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm so sorry for arriving late. I had a problem with my Zoom app, and well, it just got crazy on my computer, but well, I'm here. I will describe the places where the story was developed. Well, I guess we have three main places, or scenes, like the first house, like the house that get burned. The second, the bar where the man well was drinking alcohol and found the second cat, and in third place, the second house of the man. I would describe like the first house, a really like wealthy or luxury house, like plenty of, I don't know, like commodities with a really good lifestyle between the this unnamed guy and his wife because he had many employees. So I think that's a good reason. I think that the second house was just like I don't know, like not a poor house, but it was not as what the man and the girl were used to live. Because in some part of the story, he said that he was going around the house and he just looked like in his surroundings, all his poorness. So I guess it was a not high level house as the one he has first. And in third place, the bar. I will describe the bar as not a really good place. Well, it's a bar, but I wouldn't describe it like as a really safe or secure place when, I don't know, with a good location or something like that. Because if the man gets drunk every time he arrives over there or he stayed over there, so I guess it's not a that like beautiful place or a comfortable place. So yeah, I would describe like a really bad place with bad people or something like that.
Okay, Juan David, thanks a lot for that. And yes, well, actually, you see, guys, that all the details that the author is giving us make us like recreate the atmosphere or the place in our head. That is like the magic of literature, right? It doesn't matter the type of book or gender that you are reading. All the like the chain of details is going to let us know at the end the meaning of the story, right? Something that you just mentioned, Juan David, and is really important is that in which you mentioned all the settings that the story has. It's really important that we take into account that each place it has different characteristics that at some point make us know the real essence of the author's ideas. Well, according to that is really important to keep in mind that we just need to enjoy literature. It doesn't matter, as I mentioned at the beginning, if we don't like reading, we just need to look for something that that we like, and that's it. By the time we are going to have reading as a habit, and that is pretty cool. Okay, so I have another question. Mm, the question is the following: like you see that at the in the story, this character is kind of violent, but at some point you can see that he has a good relationship with the cat at the beginning. And this question is for Carolina. I want you to tell me, Carolina, like how you describe the relationship that this guy has with the first cat, the first cat.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So first, that was a very difficult history. I think I read it for 3 or 2 times because I couldn't get the meaning. But anyway, I think the relationship with the first cat, he loves that cat. That's why I understood now. He really liked the personality of that Mommy. Cat. And he described the cat like he was very close to him because he has no other the cat. He has another like a dog, if I remember, and another animals. But for him, for him, the relationship was very close to that cat. That's why when he couldn't when he couldn't find the cat, sorry guys, he, I'm not sure if he got sad or not sad, but he you can tell me. The cat got he couldn't find the cat, no? Or
Yeah.
if you can, yeah, no. So
Mhm.
so I think for him it was a little. I'm not sure if he changed when the cat was lost. So, but no, but anyway, the relationship that he described and the history, it was very good relationship with the cat.
Okay, Carolina, thanks a lot for that. Yes, and you're totally right. Actually, the way in he describes like the cat at the beginning of the story is pretty cool. Is you can see that he described like he was a lovely animal, that he felt he loves, for example, when the cat starts to getting inside like his legs, and that is something really, really amazing. But you can see here like this perspective that even he really loves the cat, he was able to kill the cat and also to take out one of his eyes. And it was like kind of, oh my God, I'm shocked here because how you can like hurt someone that you really love, right?
Yeah.
And actually the same thing was the same when he killed his wife because
Maybe he
no,
was, how do you say bipolar?
I don't know.
No?
Bipolar.
Bipolar, no?
Yes.
I think he was bipolar
Bipolar?
because
Okay.
he changed. He was a nice guy and then
Yes.
alcoholic, but anyway.
Yeah, and actually, Carolina, you can see that alcohol helps a lot, right? And you can see here like alcohol, that alcohol like disturbs the reality and the way people behaves. Okay, well, I see here that Giovanni is raising the hand, so you can, like, you have the word, so you can tell us if you have a question or you want to say something.
Okay, yes, I would like to give my point of idea. I think yes, he's bipolar, and the author tried to show us how some people really don't enjoy life. They are he's not able to enjoy his life because I saw in the story the author tried to show how they feel in a comfortable place. He keep a lot of things. He has his family and good environment, but the only way he is not able to enjoy life. Therefore, he make crazy things like the animals. And what one important thing I saw in the story is he don't feel comfortable with when other people is happy, and in he is not happy. Maybe he tries to get an bad situation in another else person.
Yes, Giovanni, you're totally right. And yes, actually, we can see that everything that the other people do, that those actions affect straight the personality of this guy. And it was like really, really frustrating for him. Okay, well, I have another question, and this one goes to YDYALA. I want you to tell me if you have the opportunity to give like a concrete end to the story, like which one would be, like if you had that opportunity to end the story like in a specific way.
I read the short story, but I didn't understand the end. But I try to do an additional investigation. So I know that the police arrived to the house, and the main character tried to well, the first approach he did with the police was to be a very self-confident person. And yes, this is my house, no problem. You can come in and review whatever you want. But in some way, he señalar, point. He pointed to the wall, to the wrong wall, and the cat inside the wall. The policeman could hear the sounds. I don't know how to say maullido, something like that. And for that reason,
I think it's meow. I think it's meow. Yes.
He was discovered for that reason. But if my responsibility was to build a different ending, obviously I try not to involve a killing a person or a killing or hurt someone, but this is the type of story that we read. And I consider this is a type of story where policemen and investigation, and there is like a policy story at the end. Yes, but I know that not for my reading. I have to say. So I know the ending because I read additional information for our third reading club. I have to say.
Okay.
Okay, nice. And yes, actually that was kind of violent, you know, like the way I can imagine like the way he killed his wife, because he was trying actually to get rid of the cat's head with an axe. I think that is the pronunciation, right? Like it was an axe. So he tried, and because of that, he killed his wife. And this kind of you know, like frightening, this type of stories. And as I mentioned at the beginning, no, all the authors, no, all the genders are for everyone. We just need to look for one that we like the most and start reading even more.
I
Okay,
cannot
guys.
hear you. Okay.
Okay, guys, so well, that was very nice. Actually, you can see also in the story that at the end, it was kind of confusing, right? Because we never know that maybe this guy ended up in the jail. And I think that was because once he mentioned, and it was like understandable, right? Because at the end you can see that because of his behaviors, because of the alcohol, that was like the main conflict. He was actually fighting always with himself, so that is the reason why he ended up like that. And actually he killed the animal he loved the most, and actually his wife. So it's something that we need to keep in mind. Okay, guys, so we have 2 more minutes before going to the second session. So I don't know if we can go right away or we stay here until this one ends.
No, maybe someone can say something for 1 minute and then we'll go to the second session, please.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I want to ask Anna. Hi, Anna, how are you? I checked that you are here. So I want to ask you a very good question that I mentioned at the beginning, that you were not here. How you feel? Have you perceived the story? Did you like the story? Is not your type? I want to hear you.
Good afternoon for everyone. It is a story. First, I like the history, but no, because they love animals. And then in discover. It is a history of terror and crazy history. How do you say it? Intriga?
Inquiry.
How? Inquiry. First, I will be a beautiful history
for the animals. But then I began how do you say, me di cuenta?
I found out.
I found out the history is a man, addiction man for alcohol, for alcohol. The protagonist is a narrator.
Narrator.
And